I'm going away to check out one of the most revolutionary pieces of assistive technology in this entire decade. And it's 5 kilometers away from us. Chop chop, let's go!
Hi, as Pranav walks into Ajit's Who VR studio for a demo of VR, there can't be anyone more excited than me to wait to hear from Pranav. I'm not in the country to personally witness the experience of Pranav, and I have now to wait for them to share it with me. And this is Lakshmi Ravishankar here, founder and managing trustee of Inclusion Beyond Abilities Trust, known as IBAT Bangalore. My NGO has been working with persons with disabilities, and we try to bring in inclusion in all spaces possible. Couple of years ago, when I got connected to Ajit for another project, he was explaining to me what he was doing in this VR space, and it did interest me. A few days later, it struck to me, what if the same benefit could be extended to the blind people? I called Ajit, and I'm ever thankful to him that he was so impressed with the idea, and we decided to do a demo. I still remember the day. It was sometime in the year 2022 that we had the opportunity to get two blind people to experience, and trust me, it was their experience, what they explained, it was incredible. Fast forward to 2024, when I was working with Pranav on another project where I mentioned to him about who we are. The tech geek that Pranav is, he immediately jumped at it and he said, I would want to experience. And the connects were done right away, and today we have Pranav walking in. And now I can't wait to hear from both of them.
This is Mr. Ajit Padmanabh. He's someone who's had a lot of experience. He's been working at Infosys for 18 years and now he's left for a while. And he's been running this company called Who We Are. Not Who We Are, Who We Are for a while. Alright, we're here. Let's go in. Oh, that's a heavy door. Whoa, that is so cool. There's a lot of guitars for you guys. There's a lot of guitars around. Seems like a proper music producer. We've got the mixer. We've also got 6 speakers that, trust me, do not look cheap. And we've got the crown jewel, the VR setup. That's what we've come to check out, haven't we? That is so cool, and it looks so typical of a studio setup. It is all I could have wished for. And oh, how did I miss that? That's a 10 by 5 feet painting. It's a massive painting of I believe it's Lord Surya taking his journey every single day. It seems like it shows the struggle that he has to go through every day to rise. So it's kind of like a motivational painting. You've got sky, and it's just so surreal. That is amazing. So tell us a bit about this entire project, how it began, and what's the intended idea behind it?
How it began, that's a great question actually. So Who We Are, the startup that I have, that is focused on heritage, arts, culture and history of India, right? And obviously we have global ambitions to look at the world history also. How it started is that I was in the corporate back then, and I am also a musician. So I had just released my debut album in 2016. And I was thinking that the live concerts of these songs should be with a heritage site backdrop, you know, much like how Yanni used to perform in the 90s. He was an instrumental musician, composer, pianist by the way. And so he used to perform against, you know, the backdrops of the Acropolis or pyramids or Taj Mahal and all that. I mean, real site and concerts, right? I wanted to kind of virtualize that whole thing. Okay. So that is what seeded the idea of using virtual reality as a technology to make this happen. And one thing led to the other. We expanded the base, and we thought that the purpose should be to retell our history the way the next generation needs to hear it. So that's why Who We Are was set up. And the idea behind Who We Are is to find out who we are.
That's so well said. Now, we're going to experience this, of course. Without spoiling too much, what am I in for?
Oh, okay. Without spoiling too much. So let me just put it this way, that you will have a first-person walkthrough of a heritage monument
Okay.
that no longer exists today.
Oh, wow, that's so...
And you will see it the way it used to be at least 2000 years ago.
I will see it the way it was 2000 years ago.
That's correct.
And this entire thing will be a complete experience, basically.
That's correct. That's correct. Complete experience with a narrative, a lot of visuals, a lot of short films within the experience, and that's what we are in for. And that's what we believe would attract the younger generation into learning history, not by way of textbooks and dates and wars and dynasties, but by way of tangible heritage where they can absorb what their ancestors left them with and wonder with amazement at the glory of the technology of the past.
Wow, my curiosity is piqued. Let's try it out.
The original idea was to show Pranavthe Sharda Peeth in POK, which no longer exists. In VR, it is a daytime experience. Due to a last-minute change in the thought process of Ajit, he decided to give a night-based experience to bring out the visual sensibilities and depth for Pranav to feel the monument. Here's presenting the Harminder Sahib Golden Temple at Amritsar, a monument that very much exists today and will continue to exist for millennia.
Hard because I've never experienced one of this, but it almost looks like sunlight. Almost.
Okay.
It might just be my brain. But when I look behind me,
Yeah.
that's not as bright.
Nice.
Now, I don't know if what I'm seeing ahead of me is the computer screen reflected, which I don't think should be the case. So that changed. It's definitely not the same brightness as the room light that I experienced before.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm just gonna look up. Up is a little darker again.
Bright in front of you, anything like a golden hue or something like that?
I'm trying to focus, not able to see light right now.
And this is dark.
That's dark.
This is a night scene.
That is, I can definitely feel that. That is really dark. Oh yeah, bright. That is really bright. It feels very concentrated almost, and
Yeah.
it feels vivid.
Let's see. Can you look down? What do you see? Bright again?
Bright again, but it's not as bright as when I was looking up.
Okay.
You know what it gives you the feeling of?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is accurate, but it gives you the feeling of something that's a little more vast. I don't know if that's true,
Wow.
but
Interesting.
it's almost, my brain relates it to a valley.
Okay. So what do you feel now?
Try to place it. It's still not completely dark, for sure.
Not bright either?
Not very bright.
Interesting. Yeah?
That is, it feels almost like light is bleeding through something.
What you're actually seeing is
Uh-huh.
the Golden Temple facade. So it's all gold.
Oh,
So it's all
quite bright.
intricate
Oh,
gold.
yeah.
So you're seeing bright, and you're saying, it's like light is pressing through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So it doesn't seem as bright. It seems like light is trying to go through something.
Right.
That's not completely transparent.
And now when you, let's say you look around, what do you see?
Oh, 1 second.
Think
So
about it.
there's dark.
Okay.
Right. Let's see light there.
Now, I want you to remember something. This video will never truly capture how I felt. Let me put it this way. I could see again every single thing that Ajit was showing me through the VR headset. I could experience. I felt like I was there. I was in the space that he had designed, and it was all happening through light because his sound system had broken. Ajit was giving me the narrations on his own, and everything else was felt by me. Lights around me, the absence of the same in certain areas, the angles of light, and the hues that they created when they reflected off things gave me an experience that I never had before. The place that he was showing me, the Golden Temple in certain areas, was somewhere where I'd been 13 years ago. And trust me when I say, I was transported back to that space. Only now I felt like I could see it, which I could never do because I was blind.
There we go. Yeah. Right.
Do you see anything now, or is it dark?
There's a very slight glimmer of some light from here, but for the most part, that's all dark. Yeah, there's just something here
Let's see.
in front of me.
Let's see. Now,
Oh, there's something there. There's something there, and that's all dark. Behind me, my background, even to the side, but there's something in front of me, and it seems like from here to around here. There's some expanse. It seems not to be completely straight.
it is an expansion.
Yeah, and
It's the courtyard.
it's almost. I don't know if it's completely rectangular though. It almost seems like it's wrapping around the front of me.
It is wrapping around the front of you. Not rectangular. It's a quarterly.
Yeah. That's the feeling that I'm getting.
And now how does it feel? You just moved a little ahead to some other place. How does it feel?
The light is less, for sure. There's less light in front of me. And that seems a little more straight. Where Sid is standing, the light is less. So when it reflects off an angle, it's less bright. That's what happened.
And what are you looking at as a wall? Which is good.
Yeah. So I
look
do.
up now.
That's dark. Dark right up, straight up. But when I look around here, when you have a wall or a window or something in front and the light bounces up,
That's not. There's a window there.
that's the experience I'm getting. So if I'm looking up,
There's a window there.
no,
Unbelievable, man.
that is so cool.
Yes.
That is literally. So when I look into a wall or something, right? I get. So sometimes when I'm swimming and stuff, I get the feeling that there's something looming in front of me, and that's literally what I'm getting right now. That is so cool.
Super. And now what do you see?
That's dark.
Dark.
That is dark.
And look up. Dark again.
Mm-hmm.
Look down.
I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me. There's something. No, but I think that's completely. No, there's something there.
So, beauty
There is
so
something behind me,
beauty.
and it seems like it's very focused behind me.
So that's the marble courtyard.
Oh yeah, it seems like I've turned around completely.
Yeah. And what's in front of you is the pond.
Okay,
So this is that because it's a night scene.
night scene.
So
Yeah.
things are dark.
Whoa, oh my god, that's bright. What is that?
Yeah, that's another. You're walking along the courtyard now, so everything's white and everything's marble.
Yeah, it does seem like very vivid, right? Okay, that's darker. That is definitely darker. Just blinking.
And is it like the light is again piercing through and
Yeah, it's bleeding in from somewhere.
yeah, so
Like
these
there, I think.
and to your left,
You know what it does feel like? Almost like there is some open space or something to my left where there. There's something coming in from there. It's like light. It's like there's
is
you know like when you walk along a wall and you see an open space to your left.
right.
That's what I'm doing right there. What is that?
So that's a little shield that you put in for a video frame. So the shield is
Oh.
trying to kind of it's another layer behind the monument
Ah,
or in front of the monument. So that layer is coming across to you as something that is kind of glaring it.
right.
So beautiful, man. And what you're seeing now is an intricate marble carving.
Okay, yeah, that's why it doesn't seem completely dark. There's like
Some light is coming
it's
through.
bleeding in through. Yeah.
Look a little up Did like, yeah. Do you see? I mean, do you think anything is being projected
This-
beyond what you see?
There's some light, but it's so distant. I can just, you know how when you see something that's just at the edge of your vision range, that's what I'm getting with that light. It's definitely there, but you know.
So there's a golden hue at the far end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golden hue, right? Now in front of you, you're again on the marble tiles.
Yeah,
and
I
all
can
that.
feel that, yeah.
So I think if I summarize this, you are able to feel the visual intensities.
Yes.
In certain areas, you are even able to make out whether things are straight or curved,
Yeah.
and whether there are objects right there. Like the window example is like baffling for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is right there, and we are capturing the video of what you are seeing
Right.
on the laptop screen, so that way you get a recap of what you went through.
So essentially what I felt as well is that in many cases, maybe not in all, but in many cases, I was able to relate the intensities of light and the angles of light to actual spaces in my mind or to particular objects. Like the window, especially as you said, there is something right out there. What is that? Is that the marble?
Good you spotted the change.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't tell you that I changed or I moved. So good you know, this is still the marble platform.
It extends.
And a lot of
yeah.
pillars around
The
it, and
light
it extends.
it kind of extends right there. It's not completely dark, but it feels like the reflections are just about fitting into there.
Excellent, because that's the entire courtyard that side.
Yeah, it's like wrapped. It's wrapped around.
Over the side also, it's like a long ray of light or whatever.
And it's a night sky for sure. That's a night sky.
Man, awesome. Excellent. Yeah, we are just moving ahead.
Oh, that's dark. That's completely dark. There is light behind me though, and it seems to originate or center from there with reflections moving along this area. I don't know if that's completely no, but it ends here. It's not completely curving around my eye. It ends somewhere here. That's very interesting. What is it?
And what do you see ahead? Do you see in the far end or far center?
Center. I'm just trying to make out. No, you know what I get the feeling of? It's an expanse. There's something there at the end, but it's so far ahead that in front of me, if I were to walk in this space, it feels like I have to walk a certain distance before I reach that object. There is something right at the edge.
So what you're looking at is the golden temple.
Okay.
And what is separating you from the golden temple is the pond, which is an
Oh, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, it feels like there's something dark, you know, right in front of me. That's so cool. That's where are we now?
expanse.
That night sky. It almost feels like lights are wrapping around me, like I'm standing in the center over there.
So that's a beauty of the first person experience.
Yeah,
Things should wrap around you.
that's much darker in front. Not completely dark. There's some light. It's coming from right there. Okay, that's brighter. That's brighter, and it's almost coming either through or off an object. It doesn't extend. It's almost, it's not straight ahead. Straight ahead is still much darker. But then down, it's almost like it's reflecting off something from the floor. Yeah, because I could notice it when I'm looking down, it's there, but then when you look straight up, like out of the range of that angle, it's not there. And that's dark. So it's there's something there. It might just be the light going over that. But for the most part, it's here. Okay.
And just keep moving. Yeah. What do you see on the right? Yeah, right.
Here,
Yeah. Just a little down. Yeah, what do you see?
there's something. There's light, and it's very, very faint. So it's not very bright. Right?
And is it broken? Is it like
Yes,
in pieces?
it is. It's not a continual beam. It feels like a river or some object that has slits in it. If you study
Slits
physics,
in it.
you know how like a diffraction grating
Oh,
works?
wow.
Yeah.
So these are engraved, intricate engraved panels, gold panels. So they are
Oh man, so cool. I can feel that. Like, it's spots of, it's fringes of light in the white, with light and dark. Okay. Straight is still dark.
now
It's coming off the floor.
What is your father?
There's some light, it's so faint, it's bleeding into my eye. If you know what I mean.
Is it looking like this beautiful?
Yes, it's like it's concentrated through that space. So even if I look a little to the other side, you can see darkness. But at that point, almost like looking into a laser. That's what I'm getting. That is clearly right there, and it's coming from a distance. It's not right next to me. There's a light coming in. There's a light definitely coming in. It's not that wide. It's pretty small, and it's not that far away from me. It seems like I'm pretty close to it, because you know when you're close to light, sometimes it almost creates like a blind spot in your eye. That's what it's creating. And it feels like it's coming from some source that is, it's got a powerful source. So it's either water or a slit or some hole or a reflective
What you're
surface.
looking at is water.
No,
And there's reflected light
that is so cool.
from another source. It's super cool. Man. Super cool.
Oh my
So
god.
this is going to be of great help to people who want to, kind of experience these monuments.
Yeah,
At least to an extent that they're able to figure out what's where.
yeah, exactly. So, if I were there, oh, that's interesting. That is darker ahead.
I think with audio, this would be much more distinct.
Yeah.
Of course.
So he would be able to picture it
It's,
better.
Yeah.
okay, here's the interesting thing with this. The light's definitely coming off the bottom, and it seems to be coming through something, because it's not that bright, and it has, like, see here,
Look, it's not there.
here it's bright, like not that bright, but it's almost like the brightest here, and it's spreading around that particular source, right?
Yeah.
And that light bleeds all over the place.
Now, this kind of knowledge that you're gaining of the space, right?
Yeah.
Can you, in your mind, get a hint of that spatial layout of this particular thing? So, for example, you know that on the floor there is something very reflective,
Yeah.
whatever material that could be, and the audio narrator will tell you that these are marble floors. So you kind of get that connect,
Yeah.
and therefore you'll be able to spatially visualize in your mind.
Yes.
Look, I'm walking on the marble floor.
Marble flooring. Yeah.
Right? So would that help in forming the entire 3D landscape of a monument, for example?
Yes, actually. Maybe not in one image, but
Yeah.
with multiple images and multiple audio narrations.
Exactly. Multiple scenes and multiple, because see the kind of layouts that we have typically, there is a courtyard, there is an inner courtyard, and there is a pillar structure. All of those things come in, right? So beyond a point, there are certain fixed patterns of these sites, right?
Right.
And if we can tap into the fixed patterns in terms of lighting, in terms of the curvilinear aperture or the linear aperture, straight aperture, anything of that sort,
Yeah.
I think it will be very helpful for you to visualize this whole space.
Yes.
Correct?
Like for example, when you were talking, you were giving me the narrations when you were telling me what I was looking at, like the courtyard, and then the courtyard behind me, the night sky and stuff. I was able to piece them together to almost create an effect as though I was walking.
Absolutely.
So, like for example, now it does actually feel like I'm either inside a temple or on the outskirts of it, where the marble flooring is.
Right.
But especially in there, it's definitely not day, it's night time. And my mind is filling in the extra details, like maybe people around me, or the extra sounds that will be there.
it's actually filling in the sound, the smell, because of this light right here.
Wow, that's excellent. So this is one experience you completed the experience.
Okay.
I will remove the headset now.
Yeah.
And I think you should look at.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Now, how does it feel?
It's like I've been thrust back into the room, but my brain is like still moving to it, right? It's taking a second.
Man.
So it's almost like it's traveling back to it. So I'm still trying to look down there and expecting a light, but it's not there. That is, I have never experienced that. That was so
That's
cool.
that's like the peak of embodied cognition.
That is some next level stuff right
And
there.
it's informal. No, this is what embodied cognition is. Phenomenon
Right.
where for people who can see things, we've had these experiences where when they look at a temple in the VR headset,
Yeah.
they'll just automatically fold their hands.
Yeah.
I mean, they know it's a VR headset, but they still fold their hands. So I think you are undergoing that kind of an experience
Yeah.
where you are still put or placed in that
Space.
monument,
Yeah.
and now you are back in reality and you are kind of taking some time
Yeah.
to.
I'm looking up, expecting to not see light. Right.
It's-
Like that's how I'm moving closer. I'm trying to find that light right here. When I saw the courtyard, the gates.
But now you have to get used to this light
Yeah.
and you kind of come back to reality.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a second, and I think as I will, as I do this more often, the switching will be faster.
Would be faster because you'll be used to it and it's something that your brain can do.
Yeah.
Excellent.
One thing that I found specifically really interesting that I'm just now coming around to realizing, when you were talking to me, and when I had the headset on, this material, the carpet material, I kind of forgot. Because when you were talking to me, I was like literally there, and I could feel. I may not have put too much effort into it, but I realized that the reason I didn't think about the floor is because in my mind I almost felt like okay, the floor is going to be that same material. But then when I'm coming back here, now like for a second it surprised me that why is the floor carpet? Which which I found so cool because like when I listen to a lot of spatial audio and stuff as well.
Right.
Yeah, and whenever I listen to that, it's not, I mean, my mind is transported there, but it's not like my mind is willed the entire body to be transported there subconsciously with all the senses. And the by far the coolest one is at one point when I was looking on the marble floor. I told you about all the things my mind automatically filled in. When you go to the Golden Temple, there's a certain liquid or prasad they give you that has a very, I don't know how to say exactly, but it's got like kind of a sweet smell and a sweet taste. That taste is a signature, taste of the liquid that they give you there, the water they give you there. The taste started creeping into my mouth, but I definitely smelled it. Like at a point, I'm like, it's there. It's that and camphor, It's like, yeah, that's there. So when I come back and you just smell like the smell of the equipment and the AC and all, my mind was thrown off for a second because it was not expecting to. It had completely forgotten that I was in this, space.
This is.
It was.
I mean, if this could help the community to this extent, that you kind of actually virtually travel. Whatever we claim that you'll be transported to that space, you're actually proving it.
That is
beyond what the visualized people can do.
Yeah.
Because the visualized people have that awareness that this is this is an experience, you will come out.
Yeah.
I mean the level to which you have been absorbed into the monument is unbelievable, man.
It is.
I mean, you're on the carpet, but you're thinking it's marble. You're able to smell and taste.
Yeah.
It's eccentric stuff.
And some of it, right? I think I didn't realize until the headset was taken off, and I think that's such a good sign because my mind expected it to be there. So my mind, it was like a comfort zone. It was like I was there. So I didn't realize that I was not. The way I can put this is, have you used an iPhone?
Yeah.
you know how seamless Face ID is, right?
Mm.
To the point where you sometimes forget it works. And you only remember when someone else tries to use it.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say. I forgot that, I was doing a VR thing. I felt like I was there. And then once I took it off and my brain realized it, it didn't completely realize it. So it's trying to piece together. It's almost like an uncanny valley.
Seriously.
And I'm trying to think, if this is the case where I have been born blind, right? I've never actually seen the monument. I've never even experienced that. But I've gone there, and what my mind is doing is it's using just those experiences, and it's using the light, and it's able to relate, right? I'm trying to think what happens with people who are late blind, who have actually seen it once, and they're going back, and they're looking at the light, and now all of their mind fills in all the gaps. The immersion will be something else.
So those guys will feel.
Yeah.
This is amazing stuff. This is really amazing stuff. And the other experiences that we have are all of the night temples and all that, 1,000 plus.
Yeah.
So, and those are all daytime experiences.
Yeah.
So, and there are some experiences where we actually float or fly across the gopurams, or the temple towers. You just kind of fly up.
Sound like a
Like a drone.
Like a top view, yeah.
Top view, and then with the entire layout, and then land back on the ground. That's awesome. So, and for the visually sensitive people, it becomes an immersive experience because it is taking you to some scenery that is unavailable in real life.
Yeah.
There's no way you can fly.
Yeah.
Sure. So, and what that could do for the visually impaired would be phenomenal, because you get a spatial sense of the entire area,
Yeah.
right? A bird's eye view, literally.
The interesting thing here, and I think what helped me just a little bit, was I'd gone to the Golden Temple many years ago, like 13 years ago, right? I'd gone there, so my brain is creating a familiarity, and I think if this was the level, right, I'm trying to imagine the experience that would be created when my brain, when I've never been there, when my brain has never been exposed to it, and especially with the audio, with spatial audio, right, there's gonna be something else.
Yeah. No, I mean audio, it's not playing, but spatial audio does wonders.
It does.
You can measure the depth of that space.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's how we record spatial audio. We take these recorders and do these impulse response.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Put them in multiple places, capture different
Put them at multiple
viewpoints
places,
of the audio.
capture them at various viewpoints, like in front of the deity, in
Yeah.
front of the gopuram, in front of the outer pillar, all of those strategic points, typically for
Yeah.
any temple monument. And then we layer that onto the 3D model that we would have created of the temple. The
Right.
sound gets layered there. So as a first person experience, you get the sound from a distance.
Yeah.
Ambience and all that. And as you move along, the sound actually traverses.
People watching this video, you would have gotten some sense of it. You need to try this out. Only then will you completely understand what I just went through. It can't be experienced in a 2D screen at all.
So, this is great. This means a lot to us and what we are doing.
Yeah.
And, when the goal is to educate one and all on heritage and history,
Right.
that one and all includes visually impaired as well. Right?
And I don't it starts out as heritage, but I'm just you're going to get a feel, and I think through my facial verbal expressions, you might have understood the state that my mind has been in, but to truly feel it is something else. And once this comes out, I would truly urge you guys to experience it. I'm going to put some details. Can we share your information if people want to experience it?
Absolutely.
I'm going to do that, and I would urge you guys to hit Ajit up and try this out. It's really cool.
Excellent. Thank you so much. This is amazing, man. This is a phenomenal day for me, personally. And I think on the mission that I am in and the whole team is in, this is actually catapulting us.
And likewise for me as well. See, as a content creator, and you can ask Sid, we've made a few videos together. I try to put a lot of work into the visual aspect of my video, right? A lot of different camera angles, different shots, such things, right? Especially, Sid, if you remember the Be My AI video, we put a lot of work into making it look good. And there's always just a part of me that goes, shucks, there's people who can't see this. And now to think that, at some point people could experience something as simple as an amazingly created YouTube video, not just mine. There are a lot of people who create some stellar documentaries on YouTube.
Right.
They go to the ends of the world effectively to make some documentaries that are pure masterpieces. And for people who cannot see, to experience them this way would be a whole new dimension.
Phenomenal stuff.
Yep.
Thank you so much, man, for making the effort and coming over here, doing the recording. This always helps because we have it's like almost a case study, man. Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna leave you with this. Many years ago, someone had asked me a very specific question in an event. What is a limitation? My answer to that question at that time was that limitations are just blockades that we create in our minds because we're too scared to get out of our comfort zone. Today that logic has just been proven right. A gentleman who may have never had any direct influence to create such technology just stepped forward and asked the question, why can't we? Why can't we make a blind person see again, at least in some senses? Why can't we use the other senses that they have got to make them step outside their comfort zone?